Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star Tarot, and welcome to the weekly read of January 19th through the 23rd. And let me tell you, this week is truly a monumental week where devotion meets destiny. And I will also add, this is the most powerful and transformative week that we will see in January. This week, the universe is taking you by the hand and saying, come closer. Bring your carafe of coffee with you as well. The big one, not the small just cup. You're going to need it. And get ready because your life is about to be reorganized in a way that lets you live by truth. Before we get started though, I also wanted to say thank you guys truly so much to each and every one of you for all your love and support, your views, likes, shares, subscribes, donations, Honey Sea Star purchases. All of it makes a difference. Your comments make me melt. Oh my goodness. Each and every one of you make a difference in making this channel a success so that we can keep elevating together, keep rising together. So, just to let you know, I love you back. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. This week is the week where your pneumatic truth comes into consciousness. And this is the pneumatic truth that your consciousness has been awakening to through the divine spark within you that's been uncovering the ancient wisdom that's been buried for centuries in your thoughts, in your dreams, in your lessons, and in your entanglements through the revelations that freedom is not earned, it's remembered. Where you've felt like an outsider, where you've questioned everything even when it's isolated you, when you've sensed that something is fundamentally wrong in this world and how you've been taught and expected to live. Right away at the cosmos, this is where Spirit is saying, your life is so special. This is the time, this is the week to treat it with the loving care that it deserves. Never forget how resilient you are. No matter what's thrown at you, you always have the power within you to bounce back. And this week opens with a very powerful Aquarius Stellium. For those that haven't seen the weekly reading, check it out. And I hope everyone, just as a side tangent, had the most powerful, beautiful, awakening new moon that we had this weekend, because this week is where everything truly becomes integrated. So this week opens with that powerful Aquarius Stellium that's evolving your sixth house of daily life, work, health, habits, and service. Purpose with service, right? Or service with purpose. And at the same time, there's a Pisces Stellium that floods your seventh house relationships, soul contracts, and spiritual partnerships. And together, they're teaching you that They're teaching you that what you choose in your purpose, where you find meaning in your work, must also support your love. That service must honor your spirit. And that the structure that you've been building under that Capricorn Stellium and the new moon that we've experienced for the past few weeks must include compassion. And they're rewiring how you give, and most importantly, who you give to in a very permanent way. This week, you are standing between logic and mysticism, between routine and revelation, and between who you serve and who walks beside you, who you truly commit to as your soul chosen tribe. And at the heart of the week, we also have not one, but two Cazimis taking place with Mercury and Pluto. These twin Cazimis are where truth is revealed and your truth is empowered. We'll get into it. Your mind and soul are being reborn this week to help you see clearly, act courageously, and commit consciously as you elevate into a place of mastery. This week is going to change how you think, how you work, how you love, and how you commit to living a life that you truly love, that's aligned to your truth. And it starts off right away with a happy Monday. So let me tell you, it's going to start off strong on Monday, just spoiler alert, and it's going to end off with an even bigger craziness on Friday that is so prolific and so profound. So starting with Monday, happy Monday everyone, the sun enters Aquarius and our sixth house, our realm of devotion, officially kicking off Aquarius season. And you're going to immediately feel this energy. This is precision lightning in the rituals that you repeat, the work that you perfect, the body that you maintain, your temple, right? And the service you quietly offer with consistency. And with the sun now joining the moon, Venus, and Pluto in the Aquarius Stellium in the house that you naturally rule, the 6th house, which is work, daily rhythms, lifestyle choices, it's going to feel as if there's a skylight that's opening above your workbench. It's not a spotlight, it's a living light. And remember, your 6th house is our domain. It's our sacred workshop. And with Soul's Temple and Vitality entering the stellium now, this is where your inner authority recalibrates into alignment. Right away with the tarot, we're looking at the Hangman in reverse, right? So wherever there's been false spirituality, martyrdom, self-righteous behavior or inclinations, whether you've experienced them, whether they've caused despair, persecution, made you feel isolated, right? That thing of Gnostic knowing that tells you something is fundamentally wrong, and it's not fitting the logic. It is not fitting where I'm remembering what my soul knows to be true. This is not necessarily neglecting spiritual development. This is uncovering what you've been preconditioned to believe with that living light. And the sun is saying your daily life must evolve or it will suffocate your soul. You were not born to be useful alone. You were born to be meaningful. Let your days reflect your value. Don't let them suffocate it. And the sun is here to return your vitality so your work feels alive, your schedule breathes, and your service includes you. You're not here to be like for service to others, right? You're here to be of service as healers, as teachers. And as the sun warms this part of your chart, it leaves you with one quiet, radiant truth. Your life doesn't need to be fixed. It needs to be illuminated. And this is where there's jubilation, there's enthusiasm, there's success, prosperity, glory, material wealth, health, confidence, compassion, contentment, all being infused into your daily rhythm, your lifestyle. What makes you feel alive, what makes you feel illuminated, that can truly allow you to shine and to feel the warmth, truly shine on you. So with Venus here as well, I will also say Venus will happen to conjunct with Pluto at 3 degrees on Monday. And within this powerful stellium, with these two being conjunct at 3 degrees, Venus and Pluto are meeting here at the same degree where desire meets destiny. So 3 degrees is the creation degree. It's mind, body, and spirit, past, present, and future. And it's initiation into mastery. And in your 6th house, this transforms your relationship to work, your self-worth through service, and the way you love through devotion. This is where you're transcending something that you once tolerated. And with this conjunction, it's like having a master class in emotional alchemy that rearranges your entire inner universe. It cleanses the lens of your heart where suddenly you see love clearly without the fog of old habits and old securities leading the way. It truly illuminates your truth, and it brings things to a point of completion where you can fully end a cycle and make it last or make it stand in the past, not discern your future. So Venus rules love, beauty, desire, money, values, right? Pluto rules transformation, intensity, and power. You are going to feel Monday, I am just saying. So you might meet someone or feel emotions that shake your usual sense of control, but in a way that feels meaningful instead of reckless. You may see that what you truly treasure may not be what you thought it was under this conjunction, especially as this conjunction gives you the power to intensely attract what aligns with your authentic self. Small lifestyle or wellness habits may also be undergoing a radical upgrade with this conjunction, from a new diet to exercise or even mindfulness practices, where you find innovative ways to structure your day in a healing way that doesn't drain you, it replenishes you. Whatever it is, this conjunction, I will just say, gives you this quiet intensity in your aura. And I will also add, people will notice your presence. They'll notice your decisiveness and your ability to transform even the most mundane tasks into something that's truly meaningful and that's enjoyable. And this is where you're focusing your energy. This is where you're reclaiming your justice. And this is where you're also finding your chosen tribe. as well as seeing the return on your investments and what you commit to, what you work towards, right? So this is taking action in a way of new beginnings with mental clarity that are really focused on your vision, that really allow you to live your truth. And again, it's bringing you into mastery. This is justly deserved outcomes due to what you plant, especially what you planted under that new moon. And it has a lot to do with your relationships as well. So Saturn in Pisces in your 7th house of commitments, partnerships, long term, right, will also be sextiling with Uranus with all of this going on. And Uranus is currently retrograde in Taurus. The moon rules Taurus. Just saying, emotional aspects here are at large with that new moon energy. And Uranus retrograde is in your 9th house, higher self-wisdom, expansion. This is sacred stability meeting divine innovation. This sextile asks, are your relationships stable, meaningful, and aligned with your higher purpose? You may find that old relationship contracts are softening as your beliefs about commitment evolve. There's this focus and appreciation to align yourself in partnerships instead on a spiritual level that allow you to truly build lasting connections that expand your mind, bring you into a place of tranquility, prosperity, harmony, and also are there to celebrate your successes with each and every step, each and every victory that happens along the way. This sextile also, too, I will say, harmonizes discipline and creativity in love, work, and philosophy. So it's not just about love and relationships. It's also about your relationship with yourself and about your purpose, the work that you do that lights you up and fills you up. They're here, this sextile is here to teach you truly that freedom and responsibility are not enemies of each other. They're a bridge instead between who you've been and who you're becoming. As you transform, as you continue to do the work, right? Ascend to your soul's highest self, highest ascension, with that 9th house being activated, as you transform relationships, beliefs, and routines in ways that feel both freeing and grounded. And we're not done yet. We're just getting started. But this is expertise. This is also, too, something where it ties to your goals that puts you in a place where you're reaching for a new goal, a new career, or even learning something new, going back to school, taking a class, something you've been circling around, right? It's elevating your mastery. It's elevating your expertise. And like I say, we're not done yet. So Mars in Capricorn in the 5th house will also trine Uranus at the same time on Monday as well, with everything going on. This is where fire meets lightning in perfect harmony. You are both the architect and the adventurer, the meticulous planner and the inspired innovator. It's like you're walking this tightrope of joy, discipline, and creative freedom in this energy, and it's going to feel exhilarating. This trine is here to remind you that you're allowed to enjoy the process and enjoy the ride of evolution and ascension wherever it takes you. It is not just about work or draining yourself or working harder, not smarter. This is where you're enjoying the ride as you achieve your success. And with Mars and Uranus working together, you've got this creative courage to take inspired action through brave self-expression that ignites your creative projects, romantic risks, and playful truth-telling as well. Because remember, Mars has a lot to do with what you're publishing, how you're expressing yourself, what you're writing, how you're communicating as well. Because Mercury's going to play a role. We'll get into it. Before we get there, though, this is like playful truth-telling, your story, how you tell it, how you share it, how you inspire others with it. That is thrilling. And it's a sense of flow, like a river cutting through rock, shaping it with purpose, yet creating something unexpectedly beautiful along the way, right? That's where you see art in nature, hearts in nature as well. This is where it truly has a lot about what you're doing, getting up on stage and truly being recognized, right? How you communicate your creativity, how you collaborate that and instill that in your projects and share them with others, how they inspire others as well. How you take that creativity within you, how you express it, how you've been growing, and bring all of it into dynamic balance with synthesis and synergy in building your structure. And Mars, like I say, Mars is in Capricorn. Shortly he'll be moving. We'll get into it as well. He's moving this week. This This Aquarius Stellium gets very powerful this week. We'll stay tuned. But this is where what you're starting to build as of Monday, especially as we walk into Aquarius season, it creates this lasting wealth and prosperity, lasting family as well, financial security, strong foundations with business partners, families, chosen soul tribes, what you're building, how you're communicating it, who you choose comes with you. And on Tuesday, January 20th, your mind is truly going to be awakened with some ancient messages from the invisible beyond the veil. So Mars will be sextile with Saturn at the same time that Mercury sextiles Neptune. And this is disciplined imagination where you can finally say what you feel, plan what you dream, and build what you envision. So your creative energy, your intellect, and your passions are all aligned gracefully with your relationships. They're all aligned gracefully with your vision, and they're also gracefully aligned with your long-term purpose that truly fills you up and lights you up inside and out. So this is where you're not just building ideas that inspire. They incorporate meaningful joy and play that truly matters within partnerships that nourish both the heart and the mind. And the universe is giving you a gentle, empowering push to shine, to connect, and to create in ways that truly last. And I will also say, on Tuesday, Mercury, spoiler alert, so everybody that was in that Capricorn stellium, they're following suit. They're all going to be moving together, joining Pluto in the Aquarius stellium. And a lot of that alignment, all of that activation actually truly comes into play this week, just saying. So this is where on Tuesday, Mercury enters Aquarius, joins the Sun, Venus, and Pluto in the Aquarius stellium. And this is where you truly light up. Your mind truly gets the awakening of that Gnostic knowing in your pneumatic truth. So your mind and your thought patterns are becoming innovative. They're also able to detach from old anxieties that have held you back. And you're able to focus on future systems rather than be drained by old problems that have required so many band-aids, so many rubber bands, and so much duct tape that you can barely see the original function anymore. So instead of fixing old issues, you're designing completely new solutions when Mercury enters Aquarius and your 6th house. And they're new solutions that feel freer, that feel lighter. This is where you're utilizing the full potential of your mind, being objective when you come into your problem solving, but also being realistic in how you approach them, how you solve them. So just to give you an example, and truth be told, like this was my first car. I'm going to give you the analogy. So this is like when you have that old Pontiac Grand Am that's got 275,000 miles on it. Yes, she is still going. You almost feel bad for starting her up and asking her to drive you anywhere. But this is also where that Grand Am that has 275,000 miles on it has the alternator going, the water pump leaks, the back windows no longer go up and down. The strut suspension system is pretty much gone, where you feel like you're launching out of your seat every time you hit a bump or a pothole on the road. The only reason the oil O-ring no longer leaks is because it's leaked enough that the oil is now covering the entire engine with this film that's effectively like resealed all of the leaks that were there. True story. And when you bring it in for the next scheduled repair that you can barely afford as well, right? You get that dreaded news from the mechanic that says, oh, and by the way, your transmission is now starting to also slip. And instead of figuring out how you can afford that ever-growing list of repairs that weighs it down with a heavy sigh and very slumped shoulders, right? You give that old gal a very big hug. You sit down with her. You recall all the memories, all the love of the adventure that she's taken you on. And you trade her in with a solemn goodbye for that new vehicle that comes with a warranty, that comes with low mileage, that comes with parts that are actually still manufactured, just saying. And this new vehicle that you're driving with, it has operable windows, it has a defroster that actually works, And it possibly even has heated seats, crossing fingers, no pressure, just saying. But this is where you're truly looking at, like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Am I holding on to the past in a way that's truly still serving me? So Mercury in Aquarius in your 6th house turns your natural brilliance into something innovative, liberating, and electrifying. It gives your mind the freedom to experiment and elevate every day into something special and revolutionary. You're able to solve problems in ways that others won't think of. You can see through all the decoys, right? You know which one is the most viable inspiration, the most viable integration. It's working smarter, not harder. It's not fighting that uphill battle, but instead it's like, well, actually, true story. So what comes to mind is at the first property that I had where I built my first house, the only house I built as well, by the way. But either way, it came with ridges, and there was a lot of elevation, which is great. Great for the booty on the workout and your legs, just saying, bad for the ankles. But one of the biggest things that I had as a dream to do, which I didn't quite ever get to do, was the hill was so big, the ridge tops, the elevation was so hard to get up and down. And I wanted to use that, like I wanted to do agroforestry, which included making maple syrup. So when you think about like slushing all like yourself and all the tools, everything that you need to set up all your lines for sugaring up and down the hill, especially when it's icy, when it's melting in spring, that is like an injury waiting to happen. And yes, while you can sled down, fantastic. But what I had a dream of is taking this old mower that I had, where it was so rusted out. The engine was still great, but the whole mount of it was gone. All completely rusted out. But like I say, the engine was great, and it was bulky. It was old school. It was 2.5 horsepower. So I had dreams of like, okay, rather than walking, let's learn how to fly. And so I wanted to rig it up where I had this pulley system that was mechanized, so that and a cart that was big enough for people as well, just saying. But that way I could basically get everything up the hill using motor power, and then utilize that cart, or even just like a gravity-fed zip line to zip line down the hill. And like I say, it's like, rather than working harder, let's learn how to fly. And this week is truly about becoming that butterfly. So, especially with Mercury here, this is that kind of energy. You're seeing through all of the decoys. You're utilizing your imagination to dream bigger, taking that imagination and turning it into inspiration with all your creativity, and then grounding it, seeing through the shadows of what you can't see, utilizing that love from Venus, that inspiration to innovate and let love dream even bigger in what you do, following your intuition as well, to dream bigger, see and share your ideas clearly, make them original, productive, and fun. Suddenly you're transforming those problems, seeing other ways that you can fix them, integrate them, innovate them that others can't think of by merging your analysis with your vision, transforming work and health habits with creativity, efficiencies that make them productive, original, and fun. And because of this, you're able to also share, because Mercury is Mercury, right? He is communication. This is where you're able to share these ideas clearly, cleverly, and in ways that stand out. And there's this mind-body integration where your mental clarity enhances your health and your purpose, making your daily life smoother and more fulfilling, just like that mechanized pulley system. Just saying, with a zip line, so that whenever you need to come back down the hill, really conquers where you take action with efficiency, with originality, and with a little bit of fun. And because the moon is in Aquarius as well, this is where it's a new beginning of opportunities that allow you to truly stand and shine in your strength. Like I say, this is vitality in your passions, new ventures in your personal career development, in your career altogether. You're moving in ways that requires new action to be taken, but it roots it all the same, anchors it all the same, in a foundation that is a new way of doing things. And because the moon is here, also squaring Uranus on Tuesday. Uranus is big this week. He is very active. This is where the true test of Mercury joining the Aquarius Stellium comes in, especially with where you take action. So with the moon being square with Uranus, This is where you may feel an emotional restlessness that arrives like a spark of turquoise lightning that arcs across a room, illuminates the corners that you've never noticed before, that have been sitting in the shadows, possibly being overlooked. And something unexpected challenges your status quo, allows you to truly open up and understand just how strong you are. You're going to feel this tension with the energy, but mostly it'll bring excitement as it piques your curiosity. And with Mercury entering Aquarius at the same time, this square is inviting conscious change through thrill in discovering a better way to structure your life, your work, or self-care by breaking you out of unhelpful routines, unhelpful hidden patterns, and unhelpful outdated habits. The trick with this square, though, is to let it, to really embrace that strength. As you can see, she's taming the lion. No one wants to put their hand in a lion, just saying. No one wants to do that. Like when you're looking at that, you're like, are you crazy? That seems like I like my hand where it is, thank you, kind of energy. The trick with this square is to trust with that faith that you can tame that lion, how you emotionally connect, invite that excitement, liberate your innovation, is where the true transformation comes, where the harmony in your vision truly triumphs. And it has a lot to do with balancing that ego strength with your subconscious strength. So because this discomfort is the doorway to your liberation through integrating more creative flexibility and even possibly using technology or new technologies that you haven't really embraced yet or before, maybe you've been thinking about, by integrating all of that into your vibration and your rhythm, it's going to open a door that truly lets you shine in your Gnostic knowing, your pneumatic truth, and how you live the life that you're meant to live with your heart forward, right? Embracing that mystic art that you're truly being reminded of, that's awakening through your divine spark by uncovering that ancient wisdom while the veil is thin this week. And on Wednesday, January 21st, we have our very first Mercury Cazimis of 2026. So Mercury Cazimis, this is our third Cazimis that we're having in January. And if you haven't seen January's monthly reading, we have, spoiler alert, we have 4. 2 of them happen to be activating in 1 week, this week. I know. So this is where, at the same time, as soon as we have this Mercury Cazimis on the 21st, the moon will also be entering Pisces. With the moon entering Pisces, we are also forming a Pisces Stellium in your 7th house between Saturn, Neptune, and the North Node and the moon. So Mercury's Cazimis is at 1 degree in Aquarius. It's at this new beginning, and it's truly sacred territory. This is the degree of divine initiation, new beginnings, conscious creation, and true alignment with Source. This is truth without fear, clarity without effort, intelligence without anxiety. You truly see how things work when Mercury gets purified and wakes up with this Cazimis. You see what needs refining, not from self-criticism, but from devotion. This is where, especially with the 9 of staffs in reverse, you're seeing where you've been struggling to achieve your goals, what's been truly draining of you, where your efforts have been draining you or making you feel overwhelmed, where you've been feeling like you just want to give up due to a stubbornness of really welcoming change or a better way. And a lot of what's been leading that has been blocked creativity, right? Loss of ideas, maybe even experiencing boredom in what you're doing. This Aquarius Stellium is waking you up out of that fear, right? Out of that boredom, out of that stagnancy. And with the moon, Saturn, Neptune, and the North Node drifting together like planets caught in this shared dream, in your 7th house under the Pisces Stellium, this is truly profound alchemy that shakes off whatever has held you back by, and it could be led by self-doubt, fear, vulnerability, low self-esteem, where you felt weak, right? Or felt that your vulnerability is weakness. So, especially with this soft energy as Mercury meets and gets purified with the sun's energy of vitality, this is profound. Your mind is being awakened at the same time that your heart is being initiated. You're learning at a very soul deep level how to serve without self-erasing, how to love without fixing, and how to commit without carrying what isn't yours. That could be what's draining you. Just saying. So Saturn in Pisces says boundaries can be compassionate. Boundaries as well are what set you free from those chains. Neptune at the same time says, but don't forget the poetry, right? The moon at the same time says, let's feel all of it. Life is experienced, not planned. And the North Node is saying, this is where you're going. This is where you belong and where you're meant to be loved all along, right? This is the moment that teaches you that not everything sacred needs pruning. Things sometimes just need to be witnessed. And relationships are meant to be mirrors. They're meant to be oceans. They're meant to be prayers. Expect a realization with this combined energy between this Pisces Stellium and the Mercury Cazimis, where there's a realization, a conversation, or a message that changes literally everything. And your soul is going to tell you, you're going to feel this, because your soul is going to tell you that you have been preparing for this. Mercury Cazimis sharpens your voice while the Pisces Stellium is softening your ears. And together they're teaching you to listen for what is true. Name what is essential. And choose devotion to your work, to your health, to your relationships, not as obligation, but as art. It's the quiet moment when you realize, and at the bottom of the deck too, I just want to say, this is where you realize you're standing your ground when it comes to achieving that journey, that new beginning, your Nine of Cups, where wishes come true, that supersedes all of the swords, that allows you to take all those swords out of your back, mind you, as well, and truly focus on where you receive your return on investments. So together they're teaching you this devotion, life itself, is the art, right? Is the magic. It's this quiet moment when you realize that the life you're building finally feels like it's yours, that the wheel that you've been turning is all due to your hands pushing that wheel. And the people that you're walking with are no longer lessons alone, but they're true chosen companions. This is fulfillment, this is triumph, assured success, consummation, and celebration of a whole new chapter where movement gets anchored with that Saturn energy into your reality. And remember, 21 reduces to a 3. This is like social talent mixing with substance, imagination, optimism, support, and heart-brain coherence. This is where you're standing your ground with your divine humanity, your divine spark leading the way and leading your drive, your passions, your movement, your action. This is where you're also being reinforced that you are standing in a favorable position. This is a personal challenge, right? Embracing that hidden wisdom, that spirituality, and let it lead the way as you embark on this new journey with unlimited potential, with nothing holding you back. And I'll say it again, the North Node is saying, this is where you were meant to be loved all along. This is where the spirit of adventure, the tenacity, the creativity, the unlimited potential allows you to truly begin with that divine humanity leading the way. And again, it's going after your wishes, being blessed by Jupiter when it comes to the material success, seeing that return on investment truly manifest and anchor, and also too, where you see through the decoys of those superficial desires, those inner fantasies, and you start to truly voice what is your truth, to live your truth, to take those swords out of your back, to adapt where necessary, to open your mind, free yourself from any type of, and release any type of negative energy. Because remember, what you think about, you bring about. And I know it sounds cliche, but in a true heart-brain coherency, with your heart being as magnetic as it is, with the whole atmosphere around you, with your outer world, this is where bright horizons truly begin to shine and the sun rises. And I'll say it again, it has a lot to do with seeing where you have your return on investment, your harvest, truly be reflected from the work that you do. All the work that you pour in is coming back to you with returned interest. Now, on Thursday, on the 22nd, the moon in Pisces will also be trine with Jupiter retrograde, which is in Cancer in our 11th house, remember. So Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. He's reflecting on past dreams, making them viable once again. Your 11th house is your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your humanitarian efforts, how you contribute as a whole in all of the collective, right? Where you're meant to truly, like what you were meant to truly shine and do, to gift this world. Also has a lot to do with your support systems when it comes to like your community, where you fit in. Not in the world that seems wrong, but in the world that truly is aligned with you, with the soul tribe that's aligned with you. At the same time, Mercury and Pluto are also going to be conjunct on Thursday at 3 degrees. And remember, that is creation consciousness of synergy. So Thursday is another big day. I know, each day this week. But this is where it's going to feel like a soft tide meeting a tectonic plate. That is, and the contrast, I will say, is where the magic of this week truly happens. So the Pisces moon opens your relational field like mist rolling over water on a brilliant morning, right? Right as the sun rises. You're more empathic, you're intuitive, and able to feel what others need without them even saying a word. You're in that flow, you're tapped in. But because the moon is also trine with Jupiter retrograde in Cancer, the feeling doesn't overwhelm you. It doesn't overstimulate you, it nourishes you. Jupiter retrograde is here pulling the wisdom from the past, right? From old relationships, former dreams, previous versions of yourself that once hoped for connection where you're loved for your presence, not for your precision. A partner or close friend may reflect back to you a feeling of profound emotional safety that you've always wanted to be reciprocal. And it'll basically be the proof that you've been yearning for or craving. And it's the proof that you don't have to earn belonging, right? It's just your presence that makes you welcomed, that makes you wanted, that makes you adored, that makes you cherished and honored. And also too, with the 11th house being involved here, that the future you're building is truly seeded by emotional truth, where love shows up each and every day, especially in the moments when things get hard, especially in the moments where with the Knight of Wands in reverse, where things don't go as expected, right? Where there's indignation, where there's recklessness, where there's been fear holding you back. This is where it's like, you know, the people that come in when things are going right and the people that seem to disappear when things aren't going right. This is where it's truly profound and prolific. It's letting you have X-ray vision and see the proof that you don't have to earn your belonging. Especially when things get hard, people are there to stand with you. And the people you're aligning to, the partnerships that you commit to, with this profound awakening this week, with your divine spark remembering, this is where you're seeing this kind of energy fall away. So, with Mercury and Pluto's conjunction at 3 degrees, this is where the lightning truly strikes on Thursday. It's like your mind has X-ray vision and it's seeing through all of your conversations, realizations, or decisions and cutting straight to the root of them, particularly with that Knight of Wands being in reverse. You're seeing through the BS and you're seeing what's truly aligned. And with these two stationed in your 6th house, you may suddenly realize that there's a habit that's been quietly controlling you, that there's a work dynamic that truly needs some radical honesty, and that your definition of quote-unquote being good is absolutely outdated. So Pluto, just to get into it, Pluto purges this energy through liberation and transformation. It frees you so that you can truly have movement towards what you're aligned with, towards your truth. Mercury names what has been unnamed, what nobody's been voicing, what everybody's been dancing around, brushing under the rug. And together in Aquarius at 3 degrees, there is a seed here that cracks open from its shell to free you from preconditioned beliefs so that how you live actually serves who you are becoming, not who you were trained to be, or more importantly, told that you must be. It can feel intense, but it is going to feel liberating. It's like deleting old corrupted code in your DNA, and it's like stepping outside the matrix, seeing the truth, getting those downloads from Mercury, and watching the program finally start to run smoothly. This day weaves that emotional trust with mental truth, and this is where you truly see acceleration, incoming messages, good news, that feeling of being unrestricted, right? This is true alchemy to its finest. And that's not all. So on one level, your heart is learning that it's safe to lean into connection, community, shared dreams. Really lift and exalt, cherish and honor those, right? It's gaining a new skill. Your heart is. And on the other side, your mind is reclaiming its power. It's breaking compulsive patterns, rewriting the rules of your daily life. This is a day where a conversation could truly change how you work. A realization could change how you care for your body. And a moment of tenderness could remind you why you're doing any of it at all. Through that manifestation has a lot to do about good news about money, career, education, or home. Taking action and initiation on all four. This is a point where you're able to finally recover from what has been, I'm not going to say defective code, but what has been coded into your DNA that was not truly meant to serve you. It was meant to control you. And this is where Jupiter's energy is filling you with that optimism after a battle to truly balance the scales in your foundations, in how you feel stable, in how you lead your life with discipline, how you reach for your achievements, how you anchor them into reality, how you rise above any negativity, right? How you you basically recuperate, how you recover, but also too, most importantly, how you reposition yourself. And just as Monday, as I was saying in the beginning, started off with this week being strong, with that happy Monday, Friday ends the week with the day, not just a day, the day of destiny. So this is where on Friday, this day is truly massive, and I'm going to break it all down for you so that we can unpack it, because there's a lot going on. But this is truly the day, this week, where precision meets prophecy. When your careful hands are suddenly trusted with fire. It's not only like you're getting the matches, you are a fire tamer, you're a fire dancer. So, to start things off, Mars, while he's still in Capricorn, in our fifth house of joy, love, creativity, our 10 of cups, right? Oh, wow, just look at this energy. Yeah. Okay. Oop, I accidentally changed the color here. I've got new lights. I'm so excited. Anyway, apparently they're sensitive. I just touched it and it turned red. So there's that. But either way, I'll leave it as is. So Mars, our red planet out of all things, will be sextile with Neptune. Your fifth house and your seventh house have an axis connecting here. And this is the moment where love stops being fantasy and it becomes a practice. This is where devotion isn't like dramatic, it's chosen. Where creativity isn't chaotic, it's sacred. This sextile is like a dancer that finally trusts the music enough to let the body move without counting every step. And it just relaxes into it. It's where you trust the muscle memory from all the hours of practice that you've been putting in, right? And the dancer, you trust that muscle memory is grounded within you, and you surrender your mind, you surrender your ego's control to let the grace of the music truly flow through you, right? It's like the difference of when you learn to play music by ear versus when you read it. There are some things that are absolutely precise when it comes to reading orchestral music, reading how it's written, but when you're playing the blues, there are some dotted, quarter notes, some like half or eighth rests, 16ths of a rest, 30-second rests, right? That can't truly be articulated with written music. They can just be felt. It's that kind of movement. So as this dancing kind of energy, this release of the ego's control kind of sinks in and settles into you, this is where magic truly happens once again. The universe, when you surrender your frequency like this, the universe matches your energy with your manifestations, and it gives you this quiet yes. It lets you know, I see you. right? All that energy that you've been putting out into the universe, it wants to mirror it back. And it says, I'm dancing with you to create this 10 of Cups, to help you achieve this 10 of Cups, to help you manifest this 10 of Cups so that it's enduring. It's enduring success. It's a sense of belonging. It's family love. It's spiritual bliss and pleasure. It's genuine joy, ultimate happiness. And it's the transition with what sets your foundation. So, this is the foundation of Friday. Your dreams being exalted with Mars's drive, Mars's passion, and the universe working alongside you. At the same time, the moon in Pisces in your 7th house will also sextile Uranus. And remember, Uranus is in Taurus, retrograde, looking back, also leaning in to your 9th house of expansion and higher self-wisdom. And when these two are sextile in the morning on Friday as well, this is where something truly shifts in how you understand relationships, how you understand what you commit to yourself to. And in that understanding, a truth truly lands gently, but it lands and grounds permanently. Your philosophy of love is being infused with the wisdom of this week and your higher self at the same time, with that pneumatic truth. When this truth lands, it'll feel like you're standing on a hill and suddenly noticing that the horizon was always wider than you thought. And remember, he's shining a light straight towards that 10 of Cups. This is where the universe is truly brightening your horizons. And it's been waiting for you to look at that horizon differently, to see how big, how much wider it is than you thought it ever was, as this cup is truly being given to you, with all of that compassionate leadership in how you lead the life that you were meant to lead, your truth. So, this is where things really start to flow. And I will also say, this is where, too, on Friday, Mars finally follows Venus, the Sun, and Mercury, enters Aquarius, enters our 6th house, joins the Aquarius Stellium with the Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Pluto. And with Mars now entering the party, oh my goodness, let me tell you, he is giving you the courage to truly reach for that cup. He is giving you the courage to truly act where you commit, right? So, this is that type of energy where you're acting on what the Aquarius Stellium has been whispering all along as it's been coming into alignment. The sun has been showing you who you are becoming. Mercury has been telling you, here is your truth. Venus has been showing you what you truly value, like what you value truthfully as well. Not just what you want, but what your soul has been needing, what your soul has been working towards. And Pluto has been telling you, here is what must transform in order to live that truth and live it fully, embrace it and embody it. And with Mars here now, uncovering all of those, like all of that, right? Through all the meditation, through what's whispering towards you as the veil is so thin, Mars is helping you truly reposition yourself into alignment. And as he follows Venus, the Sun, Mercury, and enters this Aquarius Stellium, joins Pluto, he is helping you come into that alignment. So this is where your daily life, your lifestyle, you're being activated, okay? You're being activated with your work, your routines, your health, your rhythm. They're all being charged with purpose in your actions. And your actions, your passions, your desires are all aligned with your evolution. And we're not done yet. This is where you're innovating your structure, right? You're letting your dreams be poured into your structure. Letting your dreams lead the way in how you create your structure, your new beginning, how you stand in your personal power. New ideas are coming through, new challenges and problem solving through them, giving you the courage to tap into your potential, to take the reins with your leadership, to reach for your prosperity and your success, and really claim your victory. At the same time, we're not done yet, I'm just saying, this is also where the moon in Pisces and Mercury, let me back that up. Not Mercury, sorry. The moon in Pisces conjunct with Saturn and Neptune And remember, we've got this Pisces Stellium. Now they are this close cluster. On Friday, as soon as the Aquarius Stellium reaches its full potential, this Pisces Stellium, this Pisces conjunction, is where emotional maturity, where Saturn anchors the emotional maturity that it's bringing, and anchors your compassion with responsibility. And your commitment at this point, as soon as the Aquarius Stellium reaches its full potential and the Pisces Stellium truly reaches its full potential and activation, this week, this is where your commitment truly carries weight. So this is the quiet dignity, in a lot of ways, of choosing something and choosing yourself within it that's soul deep. It's where love is not endless sacrifice, boundaries are not rejection, and commitment is not captivity. It is your justice in your judgment. And with Neptune here too, love becomes oceanic again. But now, in that ocean, you have love, I should say, your love has Saturn's anchor. This is empathy without loss of self, connection without illusion, romance that feels spiritual and that feels real. You may feel deeply moved, softened, more forgiving even. Not because you're weak, you're not seeing it as weakness, but it's because you're strong enough to be open. It's open to you're open, I should say, to a karmic cleansing that feels emotionally clarifying. And in that clarification, it's also helping you transform through empowerment. This is like sitting on your throne, manifesting with rationality, right? With authority, with all your logic, all your structure, all your self-discipline, looking at things objectively and how that anchor is truly steadying you in any volatility that ocean brings you. All the dreams that you've been dreaming and bringing structure to each and every one of them. And like I said too before, this is embracing that time for the truth, your pneumatic truth, to truly come forward. Okay, this is resolution in so many big ways. And we're not done yet. So on Friday as well, we have our fourth Cazimis of this month, completing the synodic reset with Pluto's Cazimi aligning at 3 degrees, creation collective consciousness, in Aquarius, our sixth house, innovating our sixth house. And this is truly the heart of the day. It's also where your identity is reborn through purpose and through truth. This is your karmic rewards. This is where you are trumpeting, shining, and you're being seen. So you're going to feel this energy. This Cazimi rewrites the story and what lights you up inside and out, in how you serve, how you work, how you heal, and how you contribute, right? And you're being seen. The old version of being useful and people-pleasing completely dissolves with this Cazimi, and it becomes a chapter of your past for good. And if that resonates, let me know. Put a heart in the comments below, like, share, subscribe, because this is where your new chapter truly emerges, and it emerges cleaner, truer, and more powerful, with full ego alignment to the heart. You're going to feel this Cazimi in your spine. I'm just saying, it's going to give you goosebumps just like I got right now. I almost got distracted by them because they came on so strong. But this is where the synodic reset of January truly takes shape and completes. It's giving you a sense that your life is finally pointing in the right direction, and your power is returning to your hands as the author that shapes it, writes it, transmutes it into form with full alchemy. And as we close out this week and walk into the weekend, get ready to truly shine. This is living the life that you were meant to live all along, as you live by your truth. This is really about your wishes coming true. In luck, in love, family, joy, success, stability, health, all the attainment of happiness, right? In spirituality, in faith. And it's because you've kept the faith. And I will also say, to close this week out, there's something very much that happens that solidifies this. So as we close out the week, walk into the weekend, the moon enters Aries and our 8th house. That is our house of death and rebirth, transformation. Aries is action and initiation. And I hope you're sitting down. If not, it's okay to dance as well, because this is that moment of the week. As the moon enters Aries, it sextiles with the entire Aquarius Stellium. It's going to be sextiling with Mars, Pluto, the Sun, Mercury, and Venus all together. Suddenly, everything clicks. This is where you are truly being illuminated. Your life is truly being illuminated. This is where the moon shifts from water to fire, from feeling to action, from reflection to initiation. And in the 8th house like this is an emotional courage. This is intimacy. This is truth-telling. And it's rebirth at full-scale impact with the Aquarius Stellium at full-scale impact and power. This is where the chrysalis breaks open and all of a sudden you realize that you've got wings. More importantly, you look down and you're like, oh my goodness, I am not a caterpillar anymore. I'm something much more beautiful and extremely more powerful. And these sextiles are saying, you are absolutely ready. You're ready to act on what you've learned. You're ready to step into deeper intimacy with others, with life, and with yourself. And you're ready to trust your power as you shine without controlling it. It's true integration, and it's a true integration moment where you're stepping forward with your wings fully dried under the warmth of the sun, and you're taking your first flight test. You're standing in that new beginning, in all your spirituality, being blessed with fertility, with abundance, with positivity, with luck, with hope, with healing, right? With inspiration, with renewal, and looking straight towards your future, flying straight towards your future. This is being ready to act on what you've learned, right? Ready to step into deeper intimacy. This is true integration. This is a true flight test. And after this week, your life is going to become simpler. It's because, I should say as well, not because you're simplifying, but it's because it's becoming truer. By letting go of what drains you and devoting yourself to what truly feeds you. This is the week that helps you remember that your daily life is a prayer. Your work is a ritual, and as your heart matures, your purpose clarifies. Your daily life upgrades. Oh my goodness, thank you. Your relationships deepen. Just saying. You're protected as well. This is Gnostic knowing, pneumatic truth. I'm just saying. I got goosebumps. I can't help it. And this is also where your power becomes conscious. You are finally in alignment with your soul's pneumatic truth and path, and you'll finally feel like you from inside and out and from the ground up. And like I say too, you are not walking this journey alone. This is where you're accepting yourself, all the colors that your personality holds, feeling the confidence that being you is truly meant to make you feel, all the joy that you get and that you bring to your community, that especially when your community nourishes you, protects you, and you do the same. Because remember, teamwork, many hands make light work, right? But these are true partnerships that are meant to walk with you, that are meant to ascend with you. It's your soul chosen tribe. This is where, again, I will say, you are an old soul, and this week is about remembering your pneumatic truth with that ancient wisdom, that your intuition, wherever it takes you, is where your soul really truly has signed up, wants to go, has been waiting for you to awaken with the powerful forces within you to finally create the blessings with the magic that lies within you, the magic that's been forgotten, and the magic that's being unburied and brought towards you in your thoughts, your dreams, your lessons, and your entanglements in this week. Now, if this message resonates, if you like the way that I read, by all means, before we go, please like, share, subscribe. You guys are what help this channel grow. You are what help these messages elevate so that all of us can rise together as a collective. So just know that each and every one of you make a difference on this channel. And two, for what you awaken to this week with 2 Cazimis, with 2 Stelliums going on, no less as well. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts about what you're rebirthing to, what you're rebirthing in your life, where schedules breathe, where work feels alive, where your service includes you. Let me know all of it, where you're being illuminated. And before we go as well, I just want to look at our major arcana, because this is the week where everything is truly being awakened. This is the week to tap in. And meditation in that silence is what's going to help you receive your messages with clarity. So if you do music improv, what we pulled, I just want to look here. Okay. Does that all fit on the stage? Okay, great. So what we pulled is an F, a G sharp, a G, 2 E's, an A, and a D, and then color frequency-wise, because remember, color is vibration as well. What we pulled is green, indigo, teal, yellow, purple, and orange. This is full alignment with your chakras. So I am sending you guys so much love and light this week. Take care. Have a wonderful, beautiful week and a beautiful awakening. I hope you bring your carafe of coffee with you. Just saying, you're going to need it. And until we see each other again, love and light. Take care.